And again, thank you, Luke and Father, for your presentations. Now I'd like to get into a little bit into the nuts and bolts, and I'd like to introduce Hervé Billiet, who is the CEO of Ipsun Solar, and he'll talk about the design and implementation of this project, how we really got it done.
Morning, everybody. Morning. So about the nuts and bolts, I have a master's in engineering and I like nuts and bolts. That's why I'm here. So I'm going to speak to you briefly about climate change, and this is very real. Let's show our hands to everybody that believes in climate change. All right, so that first presentation about climate change was pretty good. So we have 12 years to fight climate change. That's a very short time, and we all have to do something about it. We don't see the effects today a lot, but it all starts affecting us. Not just us, but also our children and grandchildren who will have to live with that on a daily basis. So we better do something about it. We have to act now. I'm the CEO of Ipsun Solar, and Ipsun comes from the Latin, means yourself, which is kind of interesting. The reason we chose the name is because we all have to do something about climate change. We all have to install solar panels ourselves to generate clean power. But it's not just about yourself. To install solar panels takes a village. So I want to briefly highlight everybody involved in this project, starting with the state of Virginia that has to have laws allowing us to do that. I want to thank also Arlington County to do the same, but then also everybody in the parish. And obviously there are a lot of people that were involved, and Luke presented all those different people we had to convince to make this project happen. And then, of course, I want to give a round of applause to Luke to actually put everything together. So thank you very much. Also want to have an additional quote. So Anne had a nice quote about think outside the barrel. Seems like she might have put a candle in the barrel and everything explodes, and she's leading the way. The parish is actually leading the way, showing how it's done, having solar installed, showing that it's possible, and hopefully more people will go solar and actually do something about climate change. So the quote that I like is, be the change you want to see in the world. So about being that change, here is a slide about the actual technicalities of the project. So we have 6 different roofs, 6 different arrays, all connected to different meters. And we used something called Trina, 300-watt panels. It's like all black panels. Why all black? Which is something typical in America. In Europe, for example, you don't really have that type of panels. So it's all black because Americans think it just looks better. And when we fight climate change, we want it to look good. It's funny, right? So we have 319 panels producing around 95.7 watt capacity and offsetting around 48% of this church, of all the buildings combined. So the picture on the left is an overview of the church, a tree-model overview. And there is one unique thing about this church. The parish is very forward-thinking and leading the way. And on that roof, we have the first in the world blue cross. So you might have seen that. It is actually a thin film. It's a film from a spinner from MIT. So it's the first one in the county, first one in the state of Virginia, first one in America, first one in the world, pretty much first one in the universe. So thank you again for leading the way, and I give the word to Patrick.
Hi everybody, my name is Patrick. I'm the Director of Sales at Ipsun Solar here. I just wanted to give a little bit of an overview of our company, and afterwards, if you guys want to just learn a little bit more about solar for your house, we're over here in the back corner. You can sign up, obviously. We're a small family-owned company. We're headquartered, right here in Virginia. And we do everything in-house. So everybody who is actually working on this project works for our company. And we are a certified B Corporation, which means that everybody who's a part of our company has full benefits from top to bottom. So I'm really proud about that. We're also an Amicus Solar member, which this is fantastic because this is actually the largest co-op of other solar installers in the country. So we share ideas, we give best practices back and forth. So, with that being said, if anyone would like to learn more about solar, we're doing free analysis for everyone's house. And all we really need is just like an address, and we'll actually take a satellite image and tell you if your house is a viable candidate or not. And sort of tell you what we can do to, put solar on the house, tighten up the house, make it more energy efficient. So with that being said, it's going to be much more straightforward for regular homeowners to actually put solar on the house than it was for the church. Because right now, right now, the way that Dominion, who most people have in the area, the way that it works is the process, like Luke was saying, is called net metering. What this means is it's really straightforward. All of the energy that you produce actually feeds the house first. So during the daytime, it's going to run everything in the house, and anything that you overproduce, maybe when you're at work and out of the house or it's a really sunny day, is going to be pushed back to the grid. Your meter runs backwards, and you get a 1-for-1 credit per kilowatt hour. So it's very straightforward. The grid's always going to be there. You don't need like a battery system or anything like that. And once we take a look at the roof and what your historical usage was, we can sort of walk backwards into the correct size system for the house. So it's a really straightforward process, and there's a 30% federal tax credit for the end of this year. And obviously, by putting solar on the property today, you're going to be locking yourself into whatever the electric rate is at the time. I know, many of us have been driving for a while. The analogy that I like to use is, if you think of how much gasoline was the year that you first started driving. Yeah, take a second. You're doing the same thing with solar. You're buying all of your future electricity at that rate. So as rates slowly increase, your savings are only going to get better, and you're obviously doing the right thing, for the environment and for your wallet. So like I said, I'll spare you all the details. We'll fill you in about who we are out there. But there is a 30% federal tax credit till the end of this year. So if anyone's even just thinking about solar, this is definitely the time to explore the options at the house. So, we handle everything as Luke was telling you. We do everything in-house. We're going to, see it from the system design to the permitting to the installation to the monitoring system that, you get to, see how much you're producing, and, if there's ever an issue, then we're here to help. We'll spare you all of this in a second. But yeah, that's pretty much a little overview about us, and I'm just really proud to be a part of this company and proud to have helped, the church go solar. Just swing by and take a look with us. Oh, yeah, there's...
panels on my house since 2010. At the time, I entered into agreement with a company in Maryland to sell them, get credit for solar renewable energy credits.
Yep.
Recommend that to your
Do you live in Virginia?
in Virginia.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think...
We're going to address that specifically in a few minutes.
Yeah, because each utility and jurisdiction does have different rules, and that's really what we're here to help navigate. What's possible, what's not possible. Because here in Virginia, we have certain ways that we can attach to the grid, and you go across to DC, and the rules are a little bit different. Then you get into Maryland, and the rules are very different.
More generous in tax provisions.
Right, yeah, just a little bit, but yeah.
Virginia has no tax credits.
Right.
A state, we are backward. DC and Maryland is much more progressive.
Yes, that is definitely the case. No, the energy that's being generated right now, even on a cloudy day, because there's still radiation coming through, that energy is directly sold back to Dominion. And so there's two separate meters on the church where one's coming in, one's going out. Whereas when you do it on your house, it's a much more straightforward. After the system's installed and past inspection and everything's good, Dominion or Novec, whoever your utility is going to come put a new meter on the house that can go forwards and backwards. Are there any other questions? Yes?
So, just to help people understand.
Sure.
This is a 2-meter system, an out and an in.
This one is, yeah.
Putting it on your house, you have only 1 meter.
Right.
That can go backwards. Forward and back.
Forwards, right, forwards or backwards, depending on what you need. You know, if you fire up the AC and the dishwasher's going and everything, and you're still producing power, it might not be enough. So then you would still rely on Dominion for that small amount of electricity. Yeah.
Last question, thank you.
So, and you don't have to answer this now, but what I was asking you about before, the laws or the incentives in Virginia being very poor right now. Is there someone here who will talk about what you were talking about, this possible change that's in, I guess it's in Arlington right now, May?
What we were talking about for businesses, the PACE financing. Right. So, yes. Bill, are you going to be talking about that? The
I'm
PACE?
talking about clean energy programs with Ipsun and all that.
Oh, okay.
But I think John might address it. John, our next speaker will be able to address that question.
You got PACE financing, or okay? Yeah. So there's some incentives that are available for businesses that aren't available for residential home ownership. So it sounds like John's going to be able to answer that. So if you have a business or a nonprofit that you run, we can definitely answer those questions.
I want to highlight one thing. So tax incentives are different jurisdictions, different counties. DC is more lucrative, and Maryland more lucrative than Virginia. As a business, guess where we do most of our business? It is Virginia. And the reason why is that in DC, for example, there's more tax incentives, great. But the price is also higher because all those homes are older, they need more work to be done before you get started. It's a bunch more bureaucratic work, etc. So our price is actually higher there, just to install the same panels as we do in Virginia. So we do more business in Virginia because usually, thanks to Arlington County and the different Fairfax counties where we work, we can install faster, there is less bureaucratic paperwork, so our price is actually lower. And so it's a funny thing that jurisdictions that want to have more solar installed give more incentives, but then on the back end, it's more complicated and our price is higher. So actually, Virginia is a really good state to go solar now. So just want to highlight that.